Hey guys, I'm Dave Trull and welcome to the Trull Gallery. Today we're going to fix some rot on an exterior door. A friend recently reached out to me because she wanted to have her house repainted, but before she could do that, she needed to repair a door that had some rot on it. A new pair of doors like this would cost over $2,000, and she was hoping I could just repair it and buy her some time. This repair was even easier than I thought it would be. Let's take a look.
At first glance, the damaged area didn't look all that bad. Just a few wrinkles in the paint. Since the source of the water damage had been taken care of, it was safe to start the repair. To do that, I dug out all the soft, rotted wood. Kept digging and digging with a razor knife and a chisel until I got all the damaged wood out. Keep digging until you get to good, sound wood, or the repair is not going to hold. I let that sit for a day or two just to make sure that it dried out, and I grabbed the System 3 End Rot kit that I had ordered. The first step was to mix up some of the borate powder. The borate soaks into the wood to kill any of the remaining rot fungus. I made sure to get it in all the nooks and crannies, including up on the painted face, just to make sure I covered any possible areas of rot. I may have skipped a step where I should have added the rot fix. This seals the cavity. Hey, it was over 90 degrees and the pictures and the directions all started to look alike. I went ahead and mixed equal parts of the sculpt wood putty and blended it until it was a single color completely mixed. Once the putty was thoroughly mixed, I was able to push it into the opening. I did my best to make sure I got the putty in all the gaps of the voids. Ideally, you can overfill the void by about 1/8 of an inch. But this gap was so deep that I figured I'd fill it in layers. After letting the first layer dry for a few hours, I mixed up another batch of putty and filled in the rest of the void. I took the time to grab a 3-inch putty knife to smooth things out. I'd hoped that this would make the cleanup a bit easier. I let that set up overnight and came back with my random orbit sander and some 120 grit paper and cleaned up the repair. It looked pretty good, but not quite done. There were still a few low spots and I just couldn't leave those. I mixed up another batch of putty and worked it into the low spots. I made sure to fill any voids and did my best to overfill every opening. One last sanding with my random orbit sander and a little extra cleanup in the tight areas with a chisel and some hand sanding, and this door was looking pretty good. When I was happy with the repair, I used an old paintbrush to clear away any dust and debris. With the area all cleaned up, I could cover the repair with some high-quality paint and primer mix for the first coat. I let that dry overnight and came back and hit the area again with a second coat of paint. Here you can see the completed repair, and while a second coat of paint is still wet, the repair itself looks pretty good. Rather than spend over $1,000 to replace these doors, I used a $30 kit and a few hours of time to give these doors a new lease on life.
This repair was fairly simple. Just follow the directions better than I did. And with a little time and a minor investment, you can be repairing doors and sills and things like that yourself. Now, I'm not sure this is going to buy her another 50 years with those doors, but it will stop the rot from going any further and hopefully buy her another 5 or 10 years with the doors she has. I'd love to hear what you thought about this video. Was there something I could have done differently, smarter, faster, safer? Put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear. If you enjoyed this video, share it with friends and maybe give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified each time I put out a new video. Now, I know last time I did a video, I said the next video is going to be, and I kind of left you hanging. A few things came up. That video is still being worked on. It will come out, I promise. But for now, have a great day. Take care, and we'll see you soon.